Students, let's see physical property of ethers. So first physical property is its physical state. So in this physical state, if we take an example of first two members of ethers, that is dimethyl ether CH3OCH3 and ethyl methyl ether CH3OC2H5. These both are gaseous in state. So these two members from ethers are gases, and other ethers, all other remaining ethers, so other ethers are colorless liquids at room temperature, and these ethers having pleasant odor. So this is also most important point. It has a pleasant odor, sweet smell, or a nice fragrance. So ethers, see, first property, that is physical state. First two members of ethers, nothing but dimethyl ether and ethyl methyl ether, both are gases at room temperature. All other ethers are colorless liquids, and these ethers having pleasant smell or pleasant odor. So this is the first property about its physical state and odor. Now next one about its volatility and inflammable nature, that is combustibility. So second property about volatility, all these lower ethers are lower members of ethers, that is dimethyl ether, ethyl methyl ether. So lower ethers are highly volatile, means highly volatile. Volatility means they can evaporate at a room temperature. So due to its lower boiling point, they are evaporate at room temperature, means these lower ethers are highly volatile and again highly inflammable substances. They are highly inflammable. What is meant by inflammable? Inflammable means they can catch fire easily. Catch fire easily means they can burn. So inflammable means they are combustible. They burn when they can burn easily. So second property is there here. Lower ethers are highly volatile, means they can evaporate at room temperature also because their boiling points are lower. And one more property is there, they are highly inflammable. Inflammable means catch fire easily. They can burn means they are combustible. One more property, next third one is there, is the most important property, because many times question is asked on this property, that is nothing but about its boiling point. So boiling points of ethers, this is the most important point. Many times question is asked on this point. So if we take an example of dimethyl ether CH3OCH3. Second example, one methyl group as it is, second methyl group is replaced by ethyl, so ethyl methyl ether. And third example is there, one more methyl group is replaced by ethyl group, so we get a third example, that is diethyl ether. See here, this is two methyl groups are there, so dimethyl ether. This is ethyl methyl ether, alphabetical order. Ethyl comes first, so its name is ethyl methyl ether. And third example, diethyl ether. So if we see about the boiling point, so their boiling points are increases with increase in molecular mass. So first dimethyl ether, its boiling point is 248 Kelvin. Ethyl methyl ether, its boiling point is 284 Kelvin, and diethyl ether, its boiling point is 308 Kelvin. 308 Kelvin. So if we see its molecular mass, so how can we calculate its molecular mass? See one example I am going to show you. So if we take an example of CH3OCH3, how to calculate its molecular mass here? So molecular mass of dimethyl ether. How to calculate? Molecular mass is calculated by, it is the sum of, sum means addition, sum of molecular masses of elements present in the compound. So how can we calculate? See, molecular mass of carbon is 12. 12 plus 3 hydrogens are there, 3 into molecular mass of one hydrogen is 1. So 3 into 1 plus 12, that is the molecular mass of CH3. So it becomes 15. 12 plus 3, that is 15, plus oxygen molecular mass 16, plus again one more CH3 is there. So molecular mass of one carbon is 12 and plus molecular mass of 3 hydrogen is 3 into 1, that is equal to 3. So here we get this step, 12 plus 3 into 1, that is 15, plus 16 plus 12 plus 3 into 1 equal to 15. So what is the addition of these three? 15 plus 16, that is 46. So this is the 46 is a molecular mass of CH3OCH3. So its molecular mass I am going to write here 46. So molecular mass of the CH3C2H5O is, here CH2 group is increased in case of this C2H5 as compared to CH3 group. So CH2 group means 12 plus 2, 14 units increased. So 46 plus 60, 46 plus 40, that is equal to 60. And one more CH2 group again increased in this C2H5O, C2H5 means 60 plus 14, so it becomes 74. So its molecular mass here, molecular mass of dimethyl ether is 46. Its boiling point is 248 Kelvin. Is more than, so it is molecular mass increases towards the diethyl ether and its boiling point also increases towards the diethyl ether. Means molecular mass increases, boiling point increases. Okay, so this is about the molecular mass. Here molecular mass of dimethyl ether is 46. Its boiling point is 248 Kelvin. Second example, ethyl methyl ether, its boiling point is 284 Kelvin because its molecular mass increase and it is about 16. And third example, C2H5O, C2H5, that is diethyl ether, its boiling point is 308 Kelvin and its molecular mass, if you observe, it is 74. So see, molecular mass increases, boiling point also increases. Okay, because to break the bonds it required more energy. Molecular mass increase, so in this molecule the number of bonds also increase, and to break this bond it required more energy. So boiling points increases with increase in molecular mass. So this is about the boiling point. Now in boiling point, if we take an example of ethers, when ethers are compared with alcohols, then boiling point of alcohols are more than ethers. Why? Because if you observe this formula of ether, ROR. Actually, ROR is a structural formula of ether, and two lone pairs are present on this oxygen. So to show this lone pair, I can write like this way. So if you observe this bond angle, ROR bond angle is 110 degrees, so 110 degree it is, and it's a dipole moment. So alkyl group, this R shows the positive inductive effect, and on oxygen there is already electron density is high because this oxygen is highly electronegative. It attracts the pair of electron towards itself. So this net dipole moment is not cancelled with each other. So net dipole moment is not cancelled because net dipole moment is not cancelled with each other. RO group and this RO is not cancelled. This RO and this RO is not cancelled due to presence of these lone pairs on this oxygen. So very less dipole moment is present on this in this ether molecule. If you take an example of diethyl ether, in case of diethyl ether, this dipole moment is 1.18 dBA. Capital D, that is dBA. This is the unit of the dipole moment, and it is represented or by using capital D. Instead of writing dBA, we can use capital D. So this is about the dipole moment of ethers. And actually, why this alcohol shows higher boiling point than the ethers. So if you observe, you already studied in alcohols. Alcohols can form, suppose we take an example of ROH, again ROH, again one more molecule of alcohol, ROH. General formula of alcohol is ROH, and this oxygen is highly electronegative, acquire partial negative, and hydrogen acquire partial positive. So due to these opposite charges, there is one more bonding is formed, and is nothing but it proceeds on both sides. So this bonding shown by dotted line is nothing but intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in alcohols. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in alcohols, but it is absent in ethers. So like this way, generally ROR, it does not show this 180 degree. This is wrong. So due to this lone pair electrons present on ether, it does not show 180 degree, but it shows which angle? ROR. It shows 110 degree angle, and due to less polarity, these ethers are not bonded or not form intermolecular hydrogen bonding between their molecules. So these ethers do not show intermolecular hydrogen bonding in their molecules because they are less polar. But in case of alcohol, this is one molecule of alcohol, second alcohol, third alcohol, and they are bonded with each other by this intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So this intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in alcohol, but it is absent in ethers, and that's why these ethers having lower boiling point than alcohol. Suppose we take an example of alkane. So ethers and alkanes having nearly similar boiling point. Suppose we take an example of N-heptane is an example of N-heptane is an example of alkanes. Here ANE ending means it is alkane. Second example of methyl N-pentyl ether, then and N-hexyl alcohol. So N-hexyl alcohol. So if we take three examples, so this is alkane, this is ether, and this is alcohol, and if we compare their boiling point, so these three compounds having nearly same molecular mass. So they are having nearly same molecular mass, and if we observe its molecular mass is given here, see. So you know about it, how to calculate its molecular mass. Molecular mass of N-heptane is 100. In methyl N-pentyl ether it is 102, and this N-hexyl alcohol again it is same like ether, that is 102. So if you observe this molecular mass of N-heptane, this is 100, methyl N-pentyl ether is 102, and N-hexyl alcohol is 102. So nearly same molecular mass N-heptane with this ether and alcohol. Now you see its boiling point. So their boiling points are, the boiling point of N-heptane is 371 Kelvin. In case of this ether it is 373 Kelvin, but in case of alcohol it is 430 Kelvin. Means alcohol's boiling point is higher than comparatively these ethers and alkanes when they have a similar or approximately similar molecular mass. Ethers and alcohols have same molecular mass, but N-heptane having 100 molecular mass, but their boiling points are, if you observe boiling points, so these ethers and alkanes approximately similar, or this ether having more boiling point, but these alcohols having higher boiling points. Why? Because this alcohol form which type of bonding in between their molecule? So this is intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in case of alcohol. So to break this bonding it required more energy, and that's why the boiling point of alcohols are higher than corresponding alkanes and ethers. So this is very important for the objective in all exams, either CET, NEET, JEE. So this is the most important part from the physical properties of ethers. Alcohols have higher boiling points due to intermolecular hydrogen bonding is present in between their molecules, but it is absent in alkanes and ethers. So alkanes and ethers do not form any intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Is it clear? So this is about the boiling point of ethers comparatively alkanes and alcohols. Now next one is there. Next physical property, that is fourth physical property is there about the density. So about density, these ethers are lighter than water. Ethers density is less. Ethers are lighter than water. Lighter means their weight is less. Lighter than water means ethers are less. Ethers molecular mass or their density, that is weight, is less than the water. So if we pour ethers in this water, suppose here is water is there, and if we add ethers in this water, then these ethers are float on the surface of water because their density is less than the water, but they are miscible with water, but they are soluble in water. Soluble, that is miscible, miscible. Miscibility means solubility. Means next property is there, number 5. They are soluble in water. So when any organic compound is soluble in water, when or which organic compound is soluble in water, this is also most important property. So when it form intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water, here it is important, ethers can form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Ether can form intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water. Ethers can form intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water. This is most important. With water. So this form intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water, not with itself. So if we take an example here, ROR, ether, this is the molecule of ether. When it is mixed with water, so water, HOH, water molecule is there. So this oxygen acquire partial negative charge, hydrogen acquire partial positive, oxygen again negative, and in between these opposite charge there is a interaction takes place. The bond is formed and is shown by this dotted line, is nothing but this intermolecular hydrogen bond. So this is the, see, this is the bond which is nothing but intermolecular hydrogen bonding, which is formed with water molecule. See, this is water molecule H2O, this is ROR. So we can repeat again, H2O, ROR alternate. Then in between this ether and H2O, there is a intermolecular hydrogen bond is formed, and that's why ethers are miscible or soluble in water. Their solubility is comparatively less than alcohol, because alcohols are also soluble in water, because these alcohols are also formed this intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water. Already you studied about solubility of alcohol in alcohol part. Now if we compare the solubility of alcohol and ether, so if we take an example of diethyl ether, so diethyl ether and ethyl ether and N-butyl alcohol. And one more example from alcohol, that is N-butyl alcohol. So in 100 gram of water, how much it is soluble? See, this diethyl ether is soluble about 7.5 gram soluble per 100 gram. So per 100 gram. And this N-butyl alcohol about 9 gram per 100 gram of water. So this is the solubility of ethers in water. So ethers are generally soluble in water, because why ethers are soluble in water? Because it form which type of bonding? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding with water molecule. That's why ethers are soluble in water. So these are some important physical properties of ethers. So here we complete the physical properties.